the fact is, the context, I'm still trying to figure out the context of what you just said. But having said that, I'll come right back. Okay, I want to just bring in Priyanka Chaturvedi into this conversation. Priyanka Chaturvedi, the fact is, you, Supriya Shrinate, the TMC, you've been demanding a JPC. Many would suggest holding the house to ransom. On the other hand, trying to pin the blame of what's happening with the Adani enterprise on the government and Prime Minister Modi. But the fact is, the SEBI has stepped in, put Adani Group on the watch list. On the other hand, the likes of LIC have said that they are financially secure where public money is concerned. Even RBI issued a statement 2 hours back. Nirmala Sitharaman herself has stepped in, assuring investors. So has the Financial Secretary.
That would be a very unfortunate conclusion without even investigation. SEBI has stepped in after immense pressure, but let me also remind you, in 2021, they initiated an investigation. A report till now, 1.5 years later, we do not have. We do not know what happened to it. So that is part one. Part two, about RBI stepping in to check exposure of various national banks. The report suggests that 30% of their loan component that Adani has comes from public banks. 10% is private banks. These 30% public banks have small investors, money invested in them, and they were being used to pump up an FPO, which was a non-starter from day one. So challenge is, nobody would want wealth erosion to happen. Nobody would want that a group does not function well. A job creator should go down. But we would want transparency and compliance. And it also talks about investor confidence and global confidence in India's economy. So we cannot at any point make them believe that there are some checks and balances not being adhered to. That is all.
Manisha, Priyam, as much as the story is about business and an economic story, it's as political when you come down to it. We've seen it over the course of the last couple of elections. Let's say the Congress, if Rahul Gandhi has been picking up something, it has been Do Udyogpati, Adani Ambani ki sarkar. Do you think politically the opposition would be able to milk it? But having said that, even the opposition, you know, Supriya Shrinate might not agree, but Rajasthan, you had Mr. Gehlot who skirted the question of Adani today because Adani has interests in Rajasthan. Similarly, Chhattisgarh. Even if a West Bengal chief minister is coming out, she's not really attacking Adani because there are business interests there, but attacking the Prime Minister instead.
So, you know, since you've asked me the political question, let me tell you that I am answering this from the point of view of people and their perspectives on politics. Remember, quite a few things have happened that do lead to citizen interests being requiring protection. First of all, what happened? That high net worth individuals, remember the ordinary investor in the, who buys the LIC policies or who has holdings with the SBI, does not understand what an FPO is or why high net worth individuals have to come in to buy shares when it is expected that ordinary people are not going to lap it all up. And what happened? That the very next day that the high net worth individuals had bought all of this. So this is a step away from whatever Hindenburg is doing or not doing. You know, that man sitting in Dhanbad or sitting in Dharuhera or sitting somewhere on a Mangalore highway who might be holding the LIC money or paying the money, subscribing to an LIC policy, doesn't understand either Hindenburg or the FPO. What that man or woman has understood is that something happened, high net worth individuals had to bail out a particular large business group which they had seen rising, even if they put their trust him making airports or whatever, and suddenly next day you find that high net worth individuals buying also, the whole FPO has had to be scrapped. So certainly the citizen interest is that of trust having been eroded. Whether there has been round tripping or not, whatever has happened, there is need for greater probing, and asking for a JPC does not mean insulting anyone. And certainly nobody is blaming that, this politician's interest is wedded to that businessman's interest. That is not the, question that the citizen is asking. But the citizen wants certain answers. Even when demonetization had happened, even if it may have been procedurally correct, demonetization was stopped ahead of time. Citizens were left with 40,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees which they couldn't encash, even though they couldn't get to the banks. Do they go to the Supreme Court to ask how to do this or what to do about this? So certainly the Parliament is correct in asking for a JPC. The people, the members of Parliament are the links between ordinary citizens and these type of hi-fi policies which people have, done no wrong when it went up to 1,000 rupees. Why it should go down? Why can people not ask this question that something that was 1,000 rupees can fall to 200 rupees? Someone needs to explain this, and who better than their own representatives who they hold accountable every 5 years. So if there is wrong propaganda being done, people will hold them accountable, but at this point of time, people need to be explained as to who are these high net worth, is India in the hands of high net worth individuals? That when a big financial offering will be made on the stock market, which is the arena of democracy for the markets, high net worth individuals will have to pitch in, or are ordinary people the subscribers even of the market? So I think there are many questions. Why did everybody sit on a conference table and decide all together? Businessmen are rivals of each other. So people today do not understand why rivals should all collaborate and say, no, okay, let's subscribe to this high net worth thing. But then one high net worth then next day says, no, it's all wrong and I'm going to pull out of all this. So it's not just Hindenburg. Today we don't understand what's going on, and when citizens don't understand, they are likely to speculate. One of the best ways to allay fears and to restore confidence will actually be to have a JPC on the table. Let everybody take out political slogans or take political stands. It is the citizens' money at stake. Questions need to be asked, and the more open debates there will be, the more probity that will be shown, the more confidence will be restored in the Indian markets and in the Indian democracy.